Raise your hand if you like burpees. Today's workout is death by burpees. So don't get scared. They're not going to actually kill you. This is just a type of workout, a death by workout. Works kind of like an EMOM or an every minute on the minute, except for with this, every minute you're going to add one rep. The good thing is it starts at 1. So you're going to start your timer, beep, you're going to do 1 full burpee, then you get to rest for the rest of that whole minute. On minute 2, it's going to beep, you're going to do 2, then on minute 3, you're going to do 3, and so on and so forth until eventually you can no longer complete the amount of burpees for that minute. So the score for this is going to be how many rounds you get through, but don't just stop if you get to like round 10 and you're like, oh, I can't get 11 in a minute. Still try, because that plus score, you know how we keep track of our rounds plus our reps, that's what that is going to come into play. So it'll be, let's use that as an example. You get through those 10 rounds, then you're on your round where you're supposed to do 11, your 11th minute. You're still going to want to try and get a few extra reps because it'll be 10 plus however many other burpees you're able to get through. Okay? So that's how today's workout runs. At the end, we have some Turkish get-ups, so you get to practice that at home, which is pretty cool. For our warm-up, it's going to be 3 whole rounds. It's going to start with 20 jumping jacks. In place, it's going to help prepare us for that jump in our burpee. After that, we have some dowel pass-throughs. So you're going to grab your broomstick. We're going to go with 10 of these. Nice, slow, make a big circle all the way around your body. Okay, guys? 10 reps there. After that, we have push-ups or knee push-ups. So this is going to help prepare us for the getting up off the ground portion. So you have a full push-up or a knee push-up. Something really important to make sure that this shoulder is breaking forward. So even here in this knee push-up position, my elbows kick back, but my chest and shoulders fall forward, okay? That's going to make sure you load your pec, your delt, and your tricep really, really well. It's going to prepare those muscles for all these burpees. After that, we have 10 alternating lunges, so 10 total lunges with any stretches that you need to. So with that lunge, take a big step forward, drop that knee. You can curl that back toe if you want. You can add a little side reach. You can go deep down in there. Whatever you need, you could even add that reverse runner's hamstring stretch. Any version type lunges is really fine. Or if you're feeling pretty limber today, still feel fresh throughout this week, just move through some lunges. So another version of the burpee, instead of just hopping down like that, would be to do that lunge step down and up. It's a little bit slower though, so keep that in mind. It might be nice to pace yourself out for those first few rounds and then eventually start to speed up, okay? You don't really want to go gung-ho right from the start because you'll blow up very, very quickly. And then you might have to redo this workout. Who knows what will happen. Okay, guys. So once we've warmed up, the thing is to start practicing those burpees. We would start with practicing some kickouts or step downs. So practicing putting those hands down, kicking out, getting familiar with that hip speed, down and up. Then working on, you can practice some of those steps. So here and here, getting some of that range of motion while you're all crunched down in there, because this movement is very, very belly dominant actually. It's like a crunch, and then you're kicking out your hips, and then you're almost crunching back in. So there's a lot of core relative to this burpee. And then go ahead and practice some full regular burpees on the ground. So after we've done some burpee practice, we're going to do our death by burpee. I would challenge everybody to at least try to go for or pick some burpee variation where they can get 10. If you can get over 10, awesome, keep going. I think I've gotten to, I'm not going to tell you. Okay, so after that, we have Turkish get-ups. We're going to do 10 sets, 10 reps for 6 rounds. So you can use a kettlebell or a dumbbell. I'm going to do this backpack. I'm going to kind of walk through the full entire Turkish get up, okay? So, it's going to start with me laying on the ground. Courtney, can you move the...
Sure.
Can you edit this?
Sure.
So, all right, from the floor, you're going to have your object here on one side of you. You're going to start in a fetal position. You're going to grab that object however you can, whichever way you're going to hold it. From here, you're going to roll onto your back. You're going to make sure you're punching this thing up into the ceiling. This foot here is going to help me push myself up and over, okay? So it's actively pressing into the ground to help me roll onto my other elbow, okay? I'll demo this for both sides as well so you can see a couple different angles. But this hand is going to be overhead, so it's just constantly reaching up while this leg is pushing and this other hand is pulling me up into this seated position, okay? So from there, I'm here on my hip. This is still stable. This hand is stable. I'm going to push up, and you guys might have not seen it on this side, but you'll see it when I demo the other way. This hand actually spins, so my fingers are now pointing backwards, and I'm kind of pushing into the ground with this hand. From there, I'm going to lift up my hips to give me some space for this leg to sweep underneath. Then from there, I'll stand up nice and tall. Make sure you keep that hand over this shoulder, right? The overhead position. It's really important that that object's over the shoulder, okay? If we are in this position or if it's way over here, this is going to be painful. It's going to make the movement really, really hard. From there, you can adjust by moving that back foot, whichever way you need to, or moving the front foot, whichever way you need to, okay? But you're just going to adjust so that essentially you can do a lunge, just like we did in that warm-up with the alternating lunges. On the way back down, you're going to do the reverse steps. Make sure you're kicking out sideways, not just like forwards or backwards, okay? Because it's going to put you in a pretty weird position. You're going to go sideways with this movement. Sweep that foot through, elbow, lay down nice and easy, bring it back down to a fetal position. So, real quick, I'm not going to talk as much on this other side, just point out some of those things that I wanted to so you could see it from the other way. So, with the object on this side, steps in order, we've got the fetal position. The same hand and the same knee are up, okay guys? I know we get that confused a lot. The same side is going to be up. This side, pretend they're like train tracks. So your leg and your hand are the same angle off to the side, 45 degrees. So pushing with this foot, pulling with this hand, swivel, fingers are pointing backwards. And from there, kind of watch your object as you climb. Hips, sweep, get up, adjust for your lunge, stand up nice and tall. And then here we go on the way down. It's okay to adjust your feet as you need to on the way. And that is the full Turkish get-up. So we're going to do 6 sets of 10 reps of those. Okay, so it's a lot of coordination. You don't need to go very heavy, if at all. You could even do these body weight. If the full Turkish get-up is way too much to just think about, if you've never done them before, you can just go with half get-ups. So it's really emphasizing getting up to here, and then maybe even adding this position here. Once you get really good at these steps, again, I'm pulling with this hand, pushing with this foot to help me roll up onto my hip. Then you can start to practice getting that leg through, okay? It requires a lot of mobility, and if you have something overhead, stability. So this exercise is super, super good for you. Okay, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask. Thank you.